It's bad. Like, it's really bad. Even as a professional, I make mistakes. It's that new product moment. There we go. I don't know. My face is a little red. My face is a little red. I think that's the grapefruit. Redness. Today we're going to talk about redness, how I get rid of redness and what to do if you have redness, and what to use, what to stop using. If it's not redness due to a medical condition, what to do. This is the current state of my face, which is not a good one. I have been, for the past couple months, testing out questionable skincare that I customized for myself off of the internet. And arguably, again, this video is a beast. It's gonna take forever to put together. And this is what I'm left with right now. So, what is my life? Redness can be caused by many different reasons. It can be cosmetic reactions in which you should stop using whatever it is that's causing the reaction. It can be erythema, which I have, which just means this reddening of the face that's a temporary flush. If you have rosacea, that's a medical condition, and you shouldn't be treating rosacea with a bunch of over-the-counter stuff if you're not seeing a dermatologist and getting a prescription, such as prescription azelaic acid, Finacea gel. Redness is something that you want to get checked out, but if it's not an autoimmune condition, if it's not rosacea, if you just tend to get this red flushing or you tend to have red skin, I will impart my knowledge upon you of literally the redness calming CICA serum and the redness calming products that I use for, you know, not so pleasant red episodes. Redness of the skin can be A, frustrating, but B, a lot of things. You guys, like, how did I even get myself in this predicament? But I'm gonna show you how I fix it with the help of sunscreen and Holika, who we're partnering with on this video to explain what the heck has happened and how to deal with this stuff. So, full transparency, if you're having a cosmetic allergy, if it is a true full-blown allergy, get yourself an EpiPen and get yourself to the hospital if you are experiencing anaphylaxis. If you're not, and if it is a cosmetic allergy, stop using whatever it is that is causing that reaction on your face. Bring that to someone who can do an allergy test, a patch test, and actually see what's in that you might have a reaction to. Now, this is so funny because literally one of my friends was also having an issue she over-exfoliated and she was having issues around her eyes, her nose, and her mouth. Her skin was also freaking out, and the advice to her is the same that I give to you. If you are having a reaction to a cosmetic or you're over-exfoliating, number one, stop the use of whatever new cosmetic that was. Number two, stop exfoliating. And number three, go back to basics. We're talking like a super simple moisturizer and just a sunscreen. You can use a super gentle cleanser. Don't use anything that has fragrances in it. Don't use anything that has actives in it. Nothing that has exfoliating benefits to it. Literally just go the basic of the basic, and all I want you to do is cleanse and use sunscreen and maybe a moisturizer for like a week. And that is going to help your skin rebalance after, you know, a really negative reaction. You do need to make sure that you're wearing sunscreen, because especially if this reaction was triggered by overexfoliation, if your skin is raw, if your skin is irritated like this, you don't want pigmentation or blotchiness to set in, or even scars, which yes, can happen, and that is why sunscreen is essential. Now, sunscreen, we know that we need it every day, but the one that I would specifically recommend for people who are struggling, try to use sunscreens that A, don't have fragrance, and B, won't irritate your skin. That would mean opting for mineral sunscreens if you can, mineral/physical, and staying away from organic or chemical sunscreens. Now, there's nothing wrong with chemical sunscreens. They work for a lot of people, and they are some people's only choice. You shouldn't fear them. You should wear sunscreen every single day. Simultaneously, there are some chemical sunscreens like octinoxate that can cause a little bit of itchiness or irritation to the skin. Some people have reactions to avobenzone. Avobenzone works wonderfully. It really helps with that broad spectrum of sunscreen, which is really important, and it is a great filter. But for some people, it can irritate their skin, it can cause burning or itching, or even if it gets in their eyes, cause stinging. To play it safe, especially if your skin is already irritated, I would say avoid some of those organic/chemical sunscreens and stick with the physical ones, because they are less likely to irritate. Stay away from anything that has fragrances, and sunscreens do have to be preserved. Preservatives are fine, but if you can avoid phenoxyethanol for a hot moment, especially in like the day or two after it's happening, that might be a good idea. Phenoxyethanol is a preservative that stops mold and bacteria from growing in your products. However, it's an aromatic alcohol, and when it evaporates off, it can cause like a red flushing for some people. Not everyone, it's not toxic. basic. It's used well under 2% in any cosmetic solution, and it's good so this stuff doesn't grow in your products. But if you do have a reaction going on, it may be best to avoid it. And again, it's just about pressing reset and going back to basics and being patient, which in a TikTok world is very difficult. So if it's not rosacea or another medical condition or an autoimmune condition, and if it's not major cosmetic reaction, how do I get rid of redness? What do I do to deal with stuff like this? Again, I do have erythema, so I am prone to it, but there are times that my skin freaks out, and this was partially cosmetic related. So for me, it's about going back to basics for the next week or so. This line is from Holika, and it's all about being less on skin. Literally, this line was created for sensitive, oily skin. And I'm like, oh, you are speaking directly to my heart. I am oily and I am sensitive. I just love it when things hurt me, which is just the sad story of my entire life. But it also means that I don't care if a chemical peel burns, put it on my face, just know it's gonna react viscerally. Their entire line is about being calming. It's literally less on skin. So it is fragrance free, it is most irritant free, it is dermatologist tested, which you know, just because a derm tests it doesn't mean they like it. But the derms who actually tested this did like it and did approve it. They have different studies that they've done on these formulas to actually back them up, and they have skin-loving ingredients like panthenol and centella asiatica, or tiger grass, or CICA, which can calm and soothe the skin. This right here is probably the most basic. It's the Micellar cleansing gel. So if you could imagine like a micellar water, but in a gel form, this is it. It lathers nice and it like cleans the skin, but it doesn't strip it. And again, it's for sensitive, oily prone skin that needs less things on it. The only real key ingredient for me here is the arginine, this amino acid, which is really soothing to the skin. And again, if you are struggling with redness, or if you're someone who deals with redness on a more regular basis, I do recommend this one. This is the less on skin, but it is the redness calming CICA cleansing foam. Now this one has panthenol, which is vitamin B5. This also has CICA, that's centella asiatica, but it's completely fragrance free, it's essential oil free, it doesn't have any of those things that can often irritate or disrupt a skin barrier. They do have a micellar cleansing water as well. I love this one. I've been using it since January, but I did recently switch about a week and a half ago to a new one. But the micellar cleansing water, I would recommend this as a first cleanse for makeup. If you're not wearing makeup, I don't think you need this one, because again, it's about playing it simple and trying to reduce the redness. But for makeup wearers, this is amazing. And again, if you have kind of this redness that just appears every now and again, or it's something that's regular for you, you're going to love this to remove your makeup. But if you're, recovering from over exfoliation or something, I don't want you wearing makeup. Please try to use less makeup, just use a tinted sunscreen. Don't be wearing the makeup, and therefore don't be removing the makeup. Keep it simple, stupid. Use the KISS method. Only you're not stupid, you're skintellectual, a skin intellectual. So keep it simple, skintellectual. The Less on Skin line does have toners as well. So they have an entire like 5+ step routine that you could use for redness and skin and have it all taken care of. But again, what you use I think should depend on both your current routine and your skin's needs. This toner is really nice. It's not a complete essence, but it is a little bit more gelatinous, and this goes on skin really nicely without being irritating. This literally has cellulose, glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, which is that hyaluronic acid, related molecule. It is phenomenal, and it is just super simple, super soothing, and super basic. I could just sit here with my hands on my face on the days that it burns a little bit. This line is made for oily and sensitive skin. Would I recommend it for dry skin? I don't know. This specific toner, I think, stick to combination or oily skin. The other products, yes, I think they'd be absolutely wonderful for dry skin, but they might not be enough. If you do have super dry skin, I would say that you probably want something even thicker than the cream, like over the top, just to make sure that you are taken care of. But yes, dry skin types can use this as well. Just know that if you're super dry plus irritated, like, you might need Vaseline. Then, my God, these are two of my favorite products from the entire Holika line. I like these, formula, I like these even better than my aloe body cleanser, which is what I use for my back acne and my pits. Does anybody remember the cute little aloe vera packages? They're my absolute favorite, other than these. But these are essentially the serums and the moisturizing creams. These have absolutely transformed my skin when it's red. And again, when I have irritation that's not due to some autoimmune condition, it's not rosacea, it's not a sunburn, it's literally my skin acting up and being red, these are the ones that comment. Now, they have this as well. This is the Emulsion. I do like this one. Again, it's kind of infused with that panthenol. Super basic. Again, it has this glycerin, it has a biosaccharide, and then sodium hyaluronate. Like, it's literally super, super basic. There's a few other ingredients in there that make sure the formula, stays intact. And I'll put it on one side of my face. It feels good. It's moisturizing. I do like it. But I would definitely recommend these. This is the serum and this is the cream. I think I've given away at least 5 of them, maybe even 10 on some of our live streams. Our beautiful butterflies have some of these as well. Again, we have one beautiful butterfly who's also a potato wife who actually has an autoimmune condition. And her redness is more systemic, it's not something on the skin. And that's why, again, if you have an allergic reaction or if you have a sunburn, products aren't gonna help. These are for the people who have overexfoliated. These are for the people who get that regular redness. These are for the people who are prone to it and looking for options. Yeah, I think these are like literally the best skincare options that I would recommend if you don't have a green color correcting serum or something like that. And if you're not looking for color cosmetics. Do you see how nice that is? It also comes with this beautiful little top. I love these little tops. They're just like these little dispensers, and it takes this cream out and it literally blends into the skin like liquid silver. Like, if you could imagine a silver liquid, this is it. Like a pearly liquid, not exactly. I feel like a pearly liquid is more iridescent, but a silver liquid just leaves you feeling gorgeous and like glowing, but it doesn't have that iridescence that pearly does. You know what I mean? It makes my skin so happy. Then I follow that up with this. This is the Redness Calming Balm, the CICA Balm. Again, it has the Centella asiatica, and it also has magnesium. You know magnesium, it's an important part of a healthy diet. It helps with a host of things throughout your body, including how your brain sends signals. But did you know that magnesium can actually be absorbed transdermally? Trans meaning across, and dermally meaning skin. So yes, your magnesium can actually be absorbed through your skin, and it can do a lot to help. Now, if you're not deficient in magnesium, you don't need to be taking a magnesium supplement or anything like that. But for a lot of people, especially those who are on the SAD diet, the standard American diet, if you get a blood test and if you notice that you're low in it, speak to your doctor, speak to your dietitian. That could be a really good thing to do. But for the skin, there's no harm that I am aware of just using it topically. You obviously want to purchase it from reputable brands who are formulating it properly in their products, and don't just go like buy magnesium supplements. Dude, I could just see people taking what I say out of context and like going to the store and buying magnesium like supplement pills and like grinding them up and just like mixing this like powder into water and applying it to their face. Please don't do that unless your dermatologist tells you to. And please find products that are formulated appropriately if you're trying to get magnesium transdermally. There are a few other brands that I know of that have magnesium in their products, but they actually have a good amount in here. And it really does help just to calm my redness and to calm my face when it is irritate. It doesn't leave the skin feeling suffocated. It's a little bit tackier with the redness calming CICA ones versus just the regular Emulsion. And again, these are for sensitive skin that is also oily, so I do like the fact that they're more of a gel texture rather than a cream, but they do have this cream if you want a moisturizer to lock things in. This has that biosaccharide, the sodium hyaluronate that the rest of the line does, and I actually think that this one would be one of the better ones for, again, dry skin, but I still think you need to follow it up with something. This is one of my least favorite products from the Less on Skin line, and the reason why is because of how it feels on my skin. This actually has a bit of olive fruit oil, which I am not the biggest fan of in skincare. If you want to use olive oil to remove your makeup, that's one thing, but to leave on the skin, it's not my favorite. But when it is put into a moisturizer, it can be different. You know, any oil can be turned into soap, right? Saponification. There are chemical reactions and formulation processes that are so complex that if you don't have the entire picture, you don't understand the whole deal. So while I don't recommend, rubbing olive oil on your skin and saying it's as good as Botox like some celebrities do to us, if it's formulated in a product that works well and is formulated properly, then I'm more apt to trying it. But I want to be clear, I did try this. I've tried everything from the line because I love this line, and this one was probably my least favorite. It just wasn't a hit for me. It doesn't feel overly greasy. It's definitely not the same thing as applying olive oil straight up to your skin. It is nice, it is creamy, and it is soothing. It's less tacky, but it's not my first pick. Now, if you do have more dry skin combo, you're probably gonna love this. But for my oily face, wasn't the best. Now, what is one of my favorites is this. It's like a little push pop of sunscreen. Do you see that? This right here is the Less on Skin sunscreen, and it is literally made to be a sunscreen that is mineral/physical that helps to keep you safe and protected from the sun, as well as non-irritated. You know, a lot of people do have issues with sunscreens because, again, certain filters can actually cause their skin to be irritated, or sometimes sunscreens have agents that allow them to disperse across the skin, or they have fragrances to make them smell good and make them enjoyable to wear. But for some people, especially if you're dealing with redness and irritation, that's not gonna cut it. This stuff literally goes on like a push pop. It doesn't irritate my skin. I can put it in my little pocket, and it is like if Polly Pocket and Push Pops came together and had a love child that was just obsessed with skincare and became a dermatologist, like that is what this would be. It's inexpensive, it's cute, it's really easy to reapply, and the ingredients are excellent. This does have an SPF 50 PA++++++++++, which is wonderful because that means that it's protecting us against a broad spectrum of UV damage, which we don't want. And it's more than just sunscreen because it is a redness calming CICA stick. What I love about Holika is not only are they vegan and cruelty free and match my morals and values and ethics and standards, but they also make things that, yes, it's sunscreen, which we need to stay healthy, but it's like skincare at the same time. Yes, I do want Centella asiatica and panthenol and niacinamide in my sunscreen. Thank you, that is what I need. And the fact that they actually put in CICA in here, and the fact that they actually put in ingredients that make them a little bit more like skincare plus the benefit of sunscreen that still works, as opposed to here's a gross greasy sunscreen lotion, try to make this work. It makes it a lot easier and more approachable for myself and for other people to add these things to their routines. It is lightweight. I would say it's not for every single Fitzpatrick type just because it is a mineral one. I would say if you're a 1 through 4, easy breezy, peasy, you will be covered, girl. If you're a 4, you should be fine. If you're a 5, you might have to give it a little bit of elbow grease. If you're a 6, you might have to use some sort of a color cosmetic. And honestly, if you're a Fitzpatrick type 6, I would personally recommend using a tinted mineral sunscreen if you can get your hands on it. And again, this is why chemical sunscreens are amazing, because they are the only ones that match certain skin tones, because they don't have a flashback. But I do wish that there were more mineral options for Fitzpatrick type 6, people who have really black skin. And I think that that's where the industry is lacking right now, and the industry needs to pick it up. But if you are willing to work with that, or if you're willing to kind of rub it in, this is an excellent one, and it's affordably priced, and it fits in my pocket and into my pores. This sunscreen does have a few extra things. Although it is redness calming, I do want to be clear that this does have licorice, so it can help with pigmentation. It does have orange and rosemary as well, which some people might not like. I believe that's probably for the antioxidant properties or for an olfactory reason, but it doesn't smell. I feel like it's not for smell. I feel like there's probably something antioxidants or in the formula that I'm not aware of, but they do use those in here, and I think that should be called out. That is something that you might want to know. The sunscreen ingredients in here are octododecanol as well as zinc oxide. Octododecanol we don't actually have here really in America. It is a proven sunscreen filter, and it works, and you can get it when you buy things from other places. But I wish that the American FDA would step it up in testing and approving their sunscreens. The zinc oxide in here is still great. It works really well on the skin, and again, it is an SPF 50 PA++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ also got polymethylsesquioxane, which really is just about how this product feels, but try saying that 5 times fast. If you are struggling with an allergic reaction, rosacea, or a 3rd-degree sunburn, go to the ER, go to your dermatologist. But if you are someone who has overexfoliated, if you have regular redness in your skin, if you are someone who tries new products and struggles regularly to reset your skin, the Less on Skin line is something I do recommend and how I deal with my redness. Literally, you can see with my skin, it was when I used these 2 products that my skin really soaks them up. These are my freaking favorites. My skin loves them, and I'm still a little bit red. Again, I have erythema, so if I even do like this, it's gonna get red. But it is much better for me when I try products that don't suit my skin. But in the meantime, wear your sunscreen, put less on your skin. If you wanna try some of these, I've linked them all below. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you and your beautiful face, hopefully not an overly excoriated beautiful face, in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.